and really push the Lee Sin aggression up to another level. Biggest thing about Rumble is, of course, on your level 6, you have so much more team fighting power, but also being able to chase people down with those slows and the long range cast of your equalizer. You can join from a much further distance than most of the other mid laners. Even if he's not Twisted Fate and he's gonna get there with a gold card, it's still a lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of range, and I'm actually glad you mentioned early game pressure here as well, and mentioning the junglers, because 10.13 nerfs Syndra as well. The first 8 levels of the game, her Q costs more mana, so her wave clear, her early lane management is not quite as good either. So in the first 9 minutes of the game, we may see Nisqy get the jump a little bit more often, unless Pobelter can get the first blue handed off at 7:30 or so, and kind of weather that storm. It still will mean less pressure in the early game, and that's something to watch out for. How much can the mid laners move around? Because yes, Nisqy is all about getting to the side lanes, all about setting his teammates up. I'm not sure how much you can dive a Malphite. I'm not sure how much you can dive for an Ezreal, but we still expect there to be pressure on those sides.
We definitely expect there to be pressure in a Cloud9 game. Let's see if CLG have what it takes to be the first to take them down in summer. Everybody's trying to be the first, see if they can get that one game off of Cloud9, but Cloud9 look like they've got that 18-0 in their sights and have been sticking to it.
Alrighty, Super Galaxy comeback breaker. Nisqy is going to hope that he can make sure CLG don't get to come back into this game. I want to point something out that's kind of interesting, because Cloud9 people say they have a very good early game overall, but it really depends on when you measure the stat. If you're measuring it at 15, yeah, they are clapping everyone. They're up 2.5 Drakes every single time. They're up in a bunch of gold. If you measure it at 10, only 2 of their players have a gold lead at 10 minutes, jungle and mid. Everyone else tends to be a little bit behind. The other teams are good at laning against them. It's when you get into any mid-game skirmish at all, that's when Cloud9 turns it on. And so the first 10, I think, are where CLG can strike. Their early game, not particularly good either. None of their players have gold leads at 10 minutes, despite their 4-2 record. They win the games, they're just not ahead early on. Cloud9 spike a little bit earlier and are an overall stronger team, and I'm just kind of curious what this early game ends up looking like as a result here.
I've got some more stats for you as well that really define the Cloud9 uniqueness in their playstyle. So Blaber has the most kills in the LCS coming into this week of any player, not just any jungler. And by the way, there's not even another jungler in the top 12 of kills in the LCS. It's just Blaber at the top. Now, Nisqy is number 4 in assists for all LCS players, and there's not another mid laner in the top 12 for assists. Let's put that on hold as we have Blaber going for a red buff level 2 gank bottom.
Double knockup, ignite onto Stixxay. Here's a Lee Sin, ward hop in, can't land the Q. Stixxay flashed up and not down, and Blaber had to guess. Nice of him to flash behind Smoothie, but look at that, already 2 summoners gone off the very first gank of the game.
Yeah, he made a beeline straight from red buff all the way down to the bottom side. Combining with Vulcan with the ignite, they get double summoners off of Stixxay, force the bad back for him as well. Be able to purchase much there, and Blaber gets right back into blue side clear. You always say, Phreak, creating that early action for Lee Sin, doesn't waste any time at it.
Decent damage out of Ruin, though, able to land quite a few spells down there. Is going for the standard sort of mana sustain, right? He's got Scorch, he's got Comet and all that stuff, but he's getting a lot of damage down here on the Licorice to the half HP. This is going to be a brawl. One more auto. The flash follow. Ruin has a Q soon. He might. No! He walked into vision. Licorice just bopped him with a staff and gets the solo kill top lane.
Just bopped him on the head. There you go. Oh my goodness. The flash follow right there. Ruin fought him with the minions and the clone right next to him as well. Both of them were channeling their potions, and Licorice is going to be able to take this one home. Let's see here. Let's see exactly how many minions are helping out with the fight as well. Because he chases him into the triple range plus the cannon. The clone got 1 auto off. And then with the extra auto there, yeah, Licorice was 1 auto ahead on this trade. And as you mentioned, he goes into vision first, so it's an easy Q out of the brush.
He's going to land, flash to pull him into the turret, and says, okay, no gank to be had, but now Wiggily is here, walking through the lane. That's going to be a lot of damage there. A nice scatter for Pobelter, buys his teammate the time, but that is flashed down on 4 members within 4 minutes on the CLG side.
It's very fun to watch C9 work here. Top lane earned the flash diffs themselves with Licorice there, but Blaber making some quick work of both of the other lanes. in that scenario, when they're all down like this, all of the lanes for CLG now have to be second-guessing themselves. And you can see they're all at their turrets. Every member of CLG very wary at the moment. That's when Blaber can return to farm the camps after the aggressive work has been done and allowing the lanes to go forward.
What I find impressive is Blaber's jungle path was red buff topside into bottom lane, and he is equal in farm to the opposing jungler. That is just absurdly shocking to me that somehow he's farmed equally, despite the fact that he had to run 5,000 units to gank. And now, yes, Ward hops into the lane, but Ruin has walked back enough, obviously with the Q, gets the move speed, kites away, no gank for Blaber. Wiggily here for the counter gank though, and a level lead for Ruin. This fight could go very, very well. He's gonna get hit there, and Blaber, ooh, that pillar was sick by Wiggily. It's not gonna turn into a kill, but that was so nice. It stops the safeguard.
And the big thing here, there's no teleport on Licorice because he just used it to give out to lane towards that mid lane play that they tried to pull off. So it's a really well-timed move from Wiggily to push them off and create some pressure there. Because of it, Licorice is not backing though, and they don't have the pressure to deny the minion wave. So it ends up turning into nothing for CLG as Licorice still is able to get the minions up in the tower.
And Licorice gonna knock down the wave pretty well. Very expertly done here on Wukong. Knows the damage output, knows he can get it with 1 or 2 autos. The double longsword obviously really helpful in that one. The 300 gold for the kill would not have allowed them that otherwise, but knocks down the waves, gonna feel really comfortable. Tiamat done, that's now a lot of wave control. That's gonna feel really comfortable as Zven TP's down to the bottom lane. Tyr is stacking up now, gets the call on that one as well, as there was much else to buy except a longsword if he was going for Trinity Force. So yeah, I don't wanna buy Sapphire Crystal, we'll just get the AD instead.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely agree with that one. Checking the potions and keeping the minions right in front of his tower. So he wants to deny as many of these minions as he can. There's no teleport for Stixxay since he went the Heal Flash version. So he can deny a decent amount of that wave and increase the CS lead for the Vulcan Zven, plus allowing Vulcan to go roam around with Blaber. Pretty big power opening here for Cloud9.
Look at that. It's under 6 minutes 30 into the game, and Cloud9's jungler is hitting the Drake. I've seen this story before, and it's called every Cloud9 game of the entire split. Ulti burned down on the top side. Liquid's getting big damage on a Ruin. Second ult comes in, and that is our difference. That is a solo kill ×2 in the top lane.
Level 6 Wukong. You always got to watch out for the all-in Phreak. Double ultimate activation there for Licorice. He stacked up the Conqueror so easily. He's got his early Tiamat too, so just annihilates the wave. Licorice with the Wukong once again, showing the rest of the North American top laners what they are missing out on.
Yeah. I mean, this is what top lane looks like when you go for the solo kill and it backfires on you back at level 3. This lane looks different without that gold injection, but obviously now it's going to be a real tough one for Ruin and the rest of CLG to navigate. This early game is going to look great for Licorice, going to pad his stats a ton on the season averages. A 800 gold lead individually, which is the vast majority of the gold lead in this game.
All right, quick blue handoff to Pobelter, see if he can get back. Doesn't lose out on any of the minions. We haven't even really seen a big influence of the mid lane roam that we're kind of hyping up for Nisqy. There's been a lot of this Blaber Lee Sin, creating some opportunities, and then Licorice by himself doing work on Wukong. He earned his own experience advantage with the 1v1 solo kill, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
And it was, to be fair, just one auto difference as far as how close it was in the miscalculation, but that means a whole lot as Cloud9 can use that to snowball. Rift Herald will be picked up pretty easily for them because you can see Wiggily is on the bottom half of the map for Trundle, and again, both their lanes are under their towers. Syndra trying to clean up the minions. Malphite now finally hitting level 6, but not much they can do there either.
That is a nice hook. That's damage on a Rakan, but of course he can easily kite back to his squad and just jumps back, and it's not an issue at all.
All right. Mid lane or top lane with the Rift Herald, looking like they want to do some sort of counter jungling first. Ruin does have ultimate, so with an ult and flash, it's unlikely that he dies in any sort of top lane focus, but they might be able to get some cooldowns out of him.
Blast plant popped. Wiggly's going to look for the dive down here. This is a potential 3v2. Ulti up for Smoothie. He can take the turret for a bit. Getting some turret damage. They get the play. Wiggly's going to kill the ward. No other play to be had. TP's not available. Instead, it's a top side play. Blaber wants him with Licorice. Kicks him back to crowd control. There's the first knockup. There's a whole lot more. Malphite's not going to live through this one. Ruin ulti just does nothing. But Pobelter, Yeah, only finds some poke. Can't even go for the kill on that one either. They dodged the aggro on the turret so very well. Cloud9 now going to summon the Herald, and Nisqy wants in. Pobelter has to be warned. He's slowed. Here comes the squad. There's Flash suddenly out of nowhere. Vulcan's in there as well, and they find 2 kills topside.
And the big thing here, Cloud9, they completely give up on their weak side. Vulcan says, I'm out of here. This is weak side of the map. He's not going to waste any time. Zven can just stand there very safe with the Ezreal. He kites way back, doesn't give up any kills for Cloud9. It allows them, the extra person, just completely overloading their strong side of the map, even getting the extra kill onto Pobelter as Vulcan got back out, goes over the wall, and they chase down another one, plus the entire turret, including turret plates, and first turret bonus picked up.
At the very least, it is 4 plates picked up bot side for CLG as well. They really, really pushed Zven's far back. He had to bleed out for this one, but I mean, that's, you take those, right? You're down 4 plates, you're up 20 CS, and your top lane is hard snowballing. Yeah, that's fine. Zven's going to be completely okay here. He's not going to get brutalized much more afterwards, and that's going to feel really comfortable. Mid lane scrap happens again. Nisqy just keeps throwing out the sad B every time. He's not able to get the entire wave, but yeah, he's fine.
All right, and just like that, remember, their quote-unquote weak side of the map was already so far ahead in CS for Zven and Vulcan that he still has over a 20 CS lead for himself and trying to push back on that tower and get some turret plates for themselves for Cloud9. Again, with the roam starting now to come through for Nisqy, we just saw top side 1 adding the extra damage with the Rumble ultimate. Now he just hovered halfway down through the red buff side of the jungle to threaten with this bottom side push in tandem, and it's just at this point it's too difficult to deal with the power swings from Cloud9. They're already setting up for another dragon, 35 seconds ahead.
Cole is stacking, the farm is being gained, and are you ready to defend bot lane here? Controller in the brush, that's going to get spotted out by Vulcan. Says, okay, yep, we know what's going on down here. Let's just give Zven some alone time. Let's just have Stixxay and Smoothie fail to get any farmer experience. They finally walk in with the last 2 caster minions. Turret plate's already almost gone, so Zven's farming that one back without much issue. There only is a 2-plate difference down there. The farm difference still 30 between these two. That's going to make up for that one, no problem at all. Obviously, the Vulcan roams are nice, and CLG looking a bit like game 1 of the season, where they're not getting anything on the board.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really hard to critique the teams playing against Cloud9, as most of them have looked very similar, but definitely agree. They're super struggling, especially, of course, with you know, all the stuff that went on top side. And the Malphite dig into it. They're not much going to get much out of this. So Cloud9 just stack it right up. Dragon number 2, right on schedule, Phreak, and they actually have a decent amount of mid-game options too. Let's see how long it takes for them to finish up on the bottom turret.
Wigglily's going to get a little help from Pobelter to keep his farm up. This Trundle does have decent gold income, equal level, up about 3 camps over Blaber. Wiggily can be useful. Obviously, this game is still 3,500 apart, and that is ludicrously different. We're not even 13 minutes in, and the gold lead is, I mean, a big one even for a mid-game gold. This is still pretty early on in the game. Licorice going to be able to grab the scuttle top side. 2-level lead temporarily over Ruin. 10-8 up there. That is rough stuff. Obviously, a Malphite can still do his job without gold, but you'd like to have some.
Yeah, it's just that Licorice gets to do like 2 people jobs now. He's got almost a Trinity Force built up with the Tiamat. He's going full carry Wukong. This is gonna be some massive damage, to say the least, as soon as they get to these team fights. And CLG, like you're saying, they're still going to stick to the same game plan. You know, they have very straightforward front line to try and set up for Stixxay's Aphelios. You know, Aphelios definitely needs a couple items before he really brings the power behind that setup, but Nautilus ultimate into a Syndra stun and Malphite ultimate should be the tools that they try and use to focus fire someone. As you mentioned in Champ Selecto, very mobile champions for Cloud9.
Yeah, and we saw for a little bit, Licorice was trying to freeze up on the top side. Of course, that's difficult with Tiamat. Every last hit just knocks down the mid next to it for, you know, half the attack damage. But he is denying farm. You can see Ruin just not even willing to walk back top side. Instead, he's going to find something else to do around this side of the map. Finally, top has to be pushed down, so he takes the recall there on Licorice's side. And here comes the attempted play, right? We've got 4 members down here with Syndra missing as well. Zven, yeah, just going to throw out Qs. He's like, I'm not worried about this one. Yeah, I know you're in fog. Yeah, your team could show up. Yeah, we still don't see Malphite top side. You might be down here. It's been a minute and a half, and you're still not up in your lane. We'll wait. No gank? Okay, cool. See ya.
Yep, and there's a teleport ready for Licorice, so if they actually get a little bit too far forward here for CLG, you can see Cloud9 are ready to collapse. I was asking, you know, how long left on the bottom lane turret? Doesn't look like very long because they brought every single member down here, and it's very straightforward now for Cloud9 with this big lead, and with level 11 on Nisqy now, with level 2 Rumble ultimate, they can not only take the bottom tower, but they might be looking to collect some kills off of this CLG bot lane too.
Here comes the play. The flash gets away from the anchor, kick into the wall. Stixxay is low. Blaber needs another auto, and he gets it. That's the shield back to the squad as well. A stopwatch buys a few seconds for Smoothie. Knockup's coming around. Rumble over the top. Pobelter has nowhere to go. He gets a trade kill, so CLG's on the board, but Cloud9 win the fight 2-1. And they want a little bit more. Nisqy gonna walk into 3. He knows he's right in front of him. Maybe more than he wanted. He overheats. His health bar's running low. He looks for the kill. Ruin flashes the way, but the Q snipe for Vulcan gets 1. The flash to safety. C9 gets the 3rd. They get the turret as well. And they're ready to go for turret number 2.
A steamroller right through the bottom lane. Phreak. Blaber's flash over the hook of Smoothie too was really well done. Right into the face of Stixxay. Getting the kick into the wall. Oh my goodness. Like, even if you see it coming, it's still exciting to watch the play unfold before you, as Cloud9's aggression goes rewarded on the bottom side. They clean up the bottom tower, so easy point for them next. Rift Trail number 2 is available, and they can use that to crack it in.
And that's going to be pretty likely here on this one as we watch that fight yet again, and it's just so good. It's so good from Blaber here.
Let's take a look. Smoothie, he was in the brush too. That was coming out of the brush. Blaber was ready for it. Some of that is he was already probably thinking of, I need to flash on the Aphelios just to get the kick into the wall. But the timing of it works out extremely well there too, even though he does end up going down. And then you start cheering on Nisqy and you're like, okay, he's got Zonias and he has flash, so he's playing aggressive. Starts out baiting one more member of CLG for Vulcan to end up killing. There you go. That's the Rift Trail I was talking about. A boom. Mid lane.
They want Ruin. They want Ruin. Ult, Charm, Knockup. A lot of damage there. Wukong falling through as well. Ruin still ultiless. Does not have the escapes. Licorice on a rampage. Trinity Force is done. He is snowballing, but watch out for Zven. Just arcane shifts as the stun lands. Still able to walk away.
Now, let's see. Do they use the Rift Trail first charge on the outer turret right there, or they just try and knock it over by hand? Looks like they do activate it a little bit further back. So either way, it is going to go down. If you can knock it over by hand first, then Shelly obviously doesn't take a big chunk for health and damage. You can put a big chunk on the next one, but boom, it's gone.
And there you go. Big chunk yet again. That turret's very, very low. Maybe an auto for Zven. Doesn't want to risk it. Smoothie lands the anchor. You're probably going down everything else. Would have loved to get a little bit of burst, but it's fine. No big problems here. The gold difference, oh man, it's 7,000 17 minutes into the game. This is every single Cloud9 game. You pass 50-minute mark, and the gold graph just goes up and to the right rapidly, and it's a steep slope up there. Break number 3 going to drop in a second as well.
Yeah, and a lot of it, yes, we've been focusing on Blaber. He creates so much action for the team. He has insane stats. This time around, though, I think Licorice should be getting a lot of the accolades because people have memed on him. He's been memeing himself about a lot of the games, you know, dying first or even getting first blooded. But this time around, with the extra auto on that 1v1 early, he has just completely ran his early lead ahead and steamroll this game, so it just feels like there are no options for CLG. And you saw that last kill in the jungle. It was just unbelievable. There's no fighting back in that point. It's a full Trinity Force. Looking probably for a Death Dance after this as well to go full 1v9 mode carry.
Yeah.
The main standard build for Wukong. And nothing for him to be deterred by.
Vulcan tries to bring the reinforcements. Licorice plays like he's afraid of them. Smoothie gonna walk around. He's got Pobelter nearby as well. So here's the charm. Here's the knockout. They find backline. Big damage though. This could be the kill right away, and Blaber can't get through it. Bit of MR, but not enough. Good defense by CLG. Get the second kill of the game, defending their blue buff.
Yeah, huge. You need to take every blessing that you can get. Nice lockdown there onto Blaber, cutting off the Lee Sin. Also, they do secure the blue buff, as you say, for Pobelter for the Syndra. It's going to be pretty big for him and trying to keep up with this farm. As I say that though, I see another wave that was pushed into the bottom turret by Nisqy. that starts dying, as well as this mid tower being so incredibly low already.
Let's see what they go for next. Blaber is back on the map now, ready to run back down. You're seeing he's got the individual 1,200 gold lead. Mid is close in farm. That's the only lane that's really that way. Everyone else is at least 1,000 over their opponent, or at least close to it in the case of support. Who's going to go for this one? Licorice is around. The smite was early. Wiggily, oh, I'm so sorry for you. That's a heartbreak. That is 100 gold going the other way.
We got to start playing some more little house games here. Like,
okay.
He starts messing around, but who's going to get the gromp? Does get in, you know, try and steal those types of things, or even what are we thinking about, you know, the Cloud9 interview after this? Because they've become all the same, where all the members are just like, yeah, we're waiting for a team in North America to challenge us.
Yeah. I know the closest they said someone got was Team Liquid. They obviously beat them handily, but they said, look, of the scrim records, Team Liquid's is the closest. Not that they're winning in scrims that often, but they're at least winning sometimes. You know, they're mortal, they can bleed at least in practice. I mean, this is a squad that lost 2 games across, I don't know, a good 35 last split. And, you know, they're about 7 games in now and not showing any signs of slowing down. This is the best team in North America. They are absurdly far ahead of everyone. They are aggressive, they are exciting, they are fun. And they're going to keep going. I want to see how long this can run for them. Ruin's going to try, gets a nice knock-up, gets some damage. Pillar's there as well. Here comes Licorice's attempt at it as well, but there's just still a flash going over. He's trying to run away. The slows are still in. True Shot Barrage won't quite land. The ankle's going to hit the turret, and here comes the ulti. They're finally get the kill. It took 3, but they get the kill picked off. There is Licorice going down for his first death of the game.
And the rest of Cloud9 pushing on the other side of the map. When they're so far ahead like this, and CLG can hit this many members, you need to be able to get stuff with the rest of your team. As 4 members of CLG pretty much commit to the tower dive, it's going to cost them a tower of their own, but you have to make those plays for CLG. That's the first step. Definitely a big one for them, cutting down Licorice. That was a gold bounty off of the Wukong, and they did get their first outer tower killed. Well done there for CLG, trying to claw their way back into this one.
The only downside of that shutdown was kill credit went to Smoothie's Nautilus. You would have liked that. I mean, it's not like any of them are that big of gold scalers. It was Malphite, Trundle, Nautilus going together for it, but still kind of sucks to go to support. You don't gain that much more power with items here in the support role. You get tankier, but that doesn't really mean that much in most cases. Regardless, CLG feeling a bit more comfortable. Gold lead staying at 7,000. Very large one, but at least it's not growing just yet as they take bottom scuttle. They know Mountain Soul comes in a minute, and with Mountain Soul, this game is basically unlosable as CLG's sort of persistent damage is not that high right now.
And they're going to have to look at burst damage then. Pobelter's got a Spellbinder for Syndra. You got to try and find one of these squishier carries. That's one of the things with the Cloud9 roster. They play a lot of these aggressive compositions with a lot of playmaking and not a lot of tanking. So you have to watch out for Nisqy Zhonya's. Don't Syndra ult that one because it's going to mute it. But try and pick off one of those carries. Use the Spellbinder, get some big damage, and try and do an attack and retreat. You get your kill, you back off to recuperate before you know, C9 can take advantage of your cooldowns being used.
Blaber able to sweep the wards, has the Umbral Glaive first item after the Warrior. Pobelter trying to get vision, but he could be jumped on from Fog. They don't know he's there for sure, but they could be in that rush. They're going to walk in, reveals one. Licorice is there, not going to burn the ulti just yet. Pillar's going to be nice, though. It's a re-engage. It's Blaber going for the kick, and they found Stixxay. There is no team fight left. Smoothie not going to walk away too easily. Pops stone plate. Q's not going to land. Rumble through the top. He's burning down. He goes back through it. Wide Q to the right. Trade kill on the Vulcan? Not just yet. Here comes the re-engage. Vulcan back to safety. Malphite lands on nobody. They all juke away from it, and Cloud9 are just more skilled than the other teams here. CLG's on the run. Ruin's gonna try. Zven flashes the wall. One last Q to get the ace. And it's time for Mountain Soul plus the base to go down. Cloud9 running over this game.
That is the best team in North America, Phreak. That is Cloud9 just styling in CLG's jungle. Oh my goodness. Vulcan goes to go check to make sure that the kill's going to come through on the burn down from Nisqy's ultimate, and they think they can try and get something on the backside again. A stopwatch usage. He's able to just slide right out. Guys on the Malphite ultimate to whiff. Oh my goodness. This feels like such an unassailable task for the team to take down Cloud9. Blaber's here as well with his Q on Smoothie, be able to use it to go over and kick Stixxay in. Just, oh my goodness, walking right into that one as they looked like they were escaping, walking away, and completely basing it in there. And then here's again, Vulcan's slick escape. Stopwatch buys just enough time, and the double dash plus the heal. No escape for ADC members either.
Predictive too. It was Vulcan. First of all, shout out to Spellbook going into barrier, so he's like unkillable. That was really nice. And then as soon as he eased backwards, he W's off to the side, as does Zven, arcade shifting off to the side to dodge Malphite. So like, yeah, we're all grouped up here. This is a Malphite ult. Let's just preemptively cast the spell. He's gonna go for it, and they were right. Really beautiful stuff right there. Cloud9 absurdly ahead. Mountain Soul is on. Gold lead 10,000. Baron's on the table at 25 minutes, and not gonna stop them anytime soon.
Yeah. All right, with the Baron, that's going to be Cloud9 marching towards CLG base, looking to end it with this one. It has not really taken Cloud9 more than a Baron in the game thus far. Don't expect it to this time either, but 10,000 gold behind, facing a Mountain Soul, facing the Baron. CLG have to defend their base against all odds. What did they come up with, Phreak?
They're going to come up with turtling in the base and hoping a team fight materializes in front of them. I'm not expecting big plays to come through. They're going to sit behind this wall. They're going to look for maybe an engage, but Syndra's not anywhere nearby. Ulti just zones off Smoothie. Doesn't do a whole lot. Not the best equalizer, to be fair. Not the cleanest. Stixxay hasn't burned the ulti just yet, but I mean, they're so tanky. Like, they did all that damage and it just popped the Mountain Soul shield off, and now it's back.
I think that's, just the fact that the Rumble Ultimate is down. CLG might be hoping for some extra miracle here. Cloud9, though, they're just sending Licorice over towards mid to get the double push with their Baron buff. And as you can see, that cannon minion threatening to finish off the top tower by itself. Now, these waves are not synced up. So CLG can ping pong. You ping pong towards mid, deal with that one. Then you get back towards the bottom one, try and deal with that one. And the split push doesn't have as big of an effect, but you really have to jump on the opportunity.
Okay, Anchor goes in. Again, Zven, reflex is solid, gets away from that one. Is on cooldown for a few seconds. Then there's Malphite into the back line. They find some CC. Ulti's traded back forward, and here comes the kick. It's not going to get too much, but they will catch Pobelter as Wukong gets the back line, and Rumble helps out as well. Ruin's gone now on top of that one. Wiggily can't find the kills, and it's Stixxay basically in his support. And there's equalizer number 2. Can't get away, and Ace again without any death. Cloud9 walking over CLG. 27 minutes in, the second ace with the wave, ready to knock down the Nexus turrets. Cloud9 will not be stopped. There will be 7-0. They will drop CLG to their third loss. Only 3 kills in this game. Cloud9 have no equals. They show it again today.
No miracle at the end of that game, Phreak. Cloud9. Honestly,
they're better. Like, how else do you sum this up? They are so much better than everyone else. That is just the unassailable truth of Cloud9 and the LCS. On their worst day against someone else's best day, they might lose. But until you show me a pattern of being a substantially better team, no one even comes up to their shoulders here. You've got waist at most. They're like not even in the camera shot when you're taking these selfies, right? Cloud9 are way up here, and one day we might see someone catch up. But for now, every other team is battling for second.
And what I've liked in some of the teams that have given them a bit of a run, they focus super heavily on the early game. I think any of the teams that kind of cede any sort of ground, just even in Champ Select towards the early game, towards any sort of matchup that Cloud9 can pry open, are doomed. And we've seen a couple of times of these teams drafting for some super strong matchups and trying to keep it interesting, getting some early kills there. So I mean, that's where you've got to start, is what I feel like.
Yeah, early games have been winnable. Again, as we mentioned, 3 of these players have a negative gold difference at 10. These lanes can be won. The individual skill in the 1v1s and 2v2s is there in the league. We've seen it from the teams, but when the minutes past 10, that's when it starts getting incredible. That's when the C9 synergy really shows up. Yes, we might see some early game pressure. It's if that next 5 to 10 can be shored up for other team, maybe they can start measuring up. They haven't been able to do it yet. We'll see, though. Of course, more games to play. Now we're stepping away, but after that break, Vulcan will be joining Pacey Time for the Verizon post-game interview, so don't miss it.